Okay, so let's talk very briefly, not necessarily specifically about the floods, but about the despicable communist reaction to it. First, before we do that, pray. There are still people out there right now searching, hoping they don't discover something terrible. Pray. People have lost so much. Pray. This is a time to pray. Please pray for those families. Pray for this area. It's worse than you can imagine. It's a natural disaster worse than you can imagine. And because we've seen so much loss of life, it hurts you, right? It stirs something in you, no matter what. No matter what, you look at these videos and you see this death and these little girls and the families, and it wrecks you. And you want to do something, you want to help, you want to pray, you want to hope for the best, and that's good. I'm glad you have that heart. So why is it that you reacted like that and the communists reacted like this?
How much do you think the changing climate is part of what we are seeing go on here?
I think climate change is obviously a part of it.
2 Texas National Weather Service offices involved in forecasting and warning about flooding on the Guadalupe River are missing some key staff members. A director of the NWS union told CNN that the Austin San Antonio office is missing a warning coordination meteorologist due to the Trump administration's buyouts. Do you have any indication whether those or other cuts helped play a role in the fact that the people in the flood zone were not prepared and certainly not evacuated?
No, I can't say that conclusively.
Listen, New York Times ran the same thing, the exact same lies. By the way, those are all outright lies. There were extra staffers, the flood issue, that the warnings were all issued. It was all done right. Everything was done right. The media chose to lie about it. Why? Why would you even ask those questions when they're pulling dead girls out of the mud of the flood? Why would you even do that? Well, I just want to remind you that the communist does this after natural disasters, mass shootings, whatever it is, because that stirring that's inside of you as you look at these families and this loss does not exist inside of him. And it doesn't exist inside of him because human life to him is not sacred. It's not meaningful to him at all. And I know that's hard to understand that there are people like that out there, but Dana Bash, Castro, David Axelrod, the New York Times, these are all committed communists for whom there is no human tragedy, because when human beings are not valued, how can there be a human tragedy? For you, have you ever felt an ant tragedy when a bunch of ants die? Of course not. Because ants don't have some special meaning to you. In fact, they're meaningless. 1,000 of them could die. It would mean nothing to you. It would mean nothing to me. That's how communists view human life. And since human life is meaningless, doesn't have any value to them, it's not sacred to them, well, anytime there is a loss of life, communists view it as an opportunity to move the revolution forward. They are constantly being caught saying the most despicable things in the wake of tragedy because for them it's not a tragedy. I know that's hard to accept about your fellow man, but they are either indifferent to human suffering or flat out cheer it on because they are anti-humans. Solzhenitsyn called them the enemies of humanity, and that's exactly what they are. That's why they can look at photos of dead Christian girls and not be stirred in the least. They look at those photos and think, we can move the ball forward with this. I know it's sick, demonic, and evil, but I wanted you to understand that's why they do what they do. Now, that's enough of the ugly aspect of that. All right, let's lighten the mood. And it's hard to imagine there would be anything light about that horrible Texas flood. We just talked about so much loss, so much death, so much pain and suffering. It's awful. But, you know, in dark, dark moments, I've seen this many times in my life privately and big things I've been involved in, hurricanes and other things, that in dark, dark moments, there is a light that shines, and this made me feel good.
It's fresh like spring. We want to pass it on. Reach for you, my friend. This happiness that I found. Can't depend on it. It matters not where you're bound. I'll shout it from the mountaintops. Praise God! I want my world to know the Lord of love has come to me. I want to pass it on. I'll shout it from the mountaintops. Praise God! I want my world to know the Lord of love has come to me. I want to pass it on.
That's girls who just survived a living hell, praising God on the way out. A light shines in the darkness.
I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.